So hello and welcome once again to another Hornby Magazine video, and today we're here at Barrow Hill for a very special Accurascale and Rails of Sheffield product launch, or I should say locomotive launch.
Indeed, a locomotive
Very
launch.
exciting.
Yes.
But Mike, Barrow Hill Roundhouse, what's here?
So this is it's a big site now. It's got the museum inside the original roundhouse, which was derelict in the early 1990s. It was one of the last working roundhouses in the country. It's still got all the original turntable in there as well. Then we've got the big yard, which is just next to you down there. But then over on the other side, there's also now a huge amount of railway engineering happens here as well, both for preservation and for the main line as well. So we've got a restoration facility next to us. We've got the Delta Preservation Society is based here as well. The stock storage here for DRS and colas as well. And there's also even refuelling and servicing facilities for mainline passenger trains over the far side as well. So it's a really busy site.
So it's all go here.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're flanked by some stunning locomotives. It's a real collection.
Brilliant machinery around here.
But what are Accurascale and Rails of Sheffield doing?
Well, it's a brand new loco, as we've dropped that little hint already. You might have seen it around. It's an electric. It's a city livery.
Yeah.
And it's also Coco, and there's only ever one of it as well.
Oh, because I mean, we're flanked by 45s. There's a Class 50 over there. I mean, neither of them are electric.
They're not electric.
You've got 37s. That's also not electric, unless there's something we're not telling me.
New hybrid version.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to go and have a harder look.
Yeah, you need to look a little bit harder.
All right, I'm gonna go do that.
It's quite obvious.
So Mike, we found it.
Well done. It wasn't difficult, was it?
It does stand out. I mean, this Class 89 is absolutely stunning.
It really is. I think they've done an absolutely superb job of the restoration work of the exterior of this. And it is going back into working order as well, to go back on the main line.
Wow, which will be stunning, which explains why it's been so lovingly restored.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I want to now see this on the front of a rake of Intercity Liveries Mark III's going up the East Coast main line. So that will make a really special day, that will.
So, the 89 and its history, there's only one of it. Why is there only one of it?
It was built as a prototype for new traction for the East Coast main line to power express trains. It was built in 1986, and it was, it then entered service. Initially, it did some testing on the West Coast main line, because in 1986 there weren't enough wires on the East Coast main line. But it did then move across to the East Coast main line when electrification continued north of Peterborough. It ran in service then up until 1992. And then in 1992 it was withdrawn due to basically being a one-off unique locomotive. It's much more difficult for a maintenance team to look after a one-off loco than it is a fleet. However, it wasn't long before it was back in traffic again. So it was brought back into service again in 1996. It's quite often seen then on the Bradford and Leeds turns from London King's Cross, and actually went past my school every day, which was always a nice thing to see the 89 going past, whereas I was supposed to be playing football or doing maths and things like that.
So you failed football and maths then?
I definitely failed football. Managed to scrape through maths, but only because I could count to 89.
So of course we've now got to look forward to this in double O gauge.
That's right, exactly. So this is going to be a fantastic model, I think. It's really exciting to see another AC electric being made, ready to run for double O gauge, and the 89. It's a bit like the W1 of the modern era, I think, is the Class 89. Really fantastic machine.
And of course, Accurascale and Rails of Sheffield are here at Barrow Hill today, so I think we should go and catch up with them and see what's to come.
Definitely. So Fran, we're here with the 89. Can you tell us how you're getting on with the project?
Yeah, so at the moment, CAD is complete. and we're just about to start tooling now, or our tooling has just started by the time this video goes out. So we are looking to have samples in the autumn, I would imagine maybe by Worley, hopefully. And then obviously once they're okay, we've got to decorate samples early in 2023, and then delivery is slated for around summer this time next year in 2023.
Fantastic. And has it been a complicated project with the 89?
I think the big complication with the 89 was when we first touted it with Rails, it was just after lockdown began, and getting the access to the locomotive and doing the research for it was obviously the hardest thing to do, because, you know, at the time it was in Soho Depot in Birmingham, and it needed to be, they were doing all the tests on it, and unfortunately with lockdown procedures we just could not get near it, so it took a lot longer than we had hoped to get access to the locomotive. And in fairness, the guys from the AC Local Group and Merv here at Barrow Hill has been a great help to us, came through and they managed to get us access to the loco. So once we got access to it and we done, you know, our scanning and our measurements, it's come together really well. The great thing about the 89 is it doesn't like a huge amount of variations, with something like 37 different nose variants and all that kind of stuff. So because it's a one-off unique locomotive, it's a lot easier to keep up with the variations. There is some over its lifespan, but obviously we've catered that as well. So it's been a real joy project to work on it too.
Yeah. So in terms of lifespan as well, the project's going to cover all of its lifespan in terms of liveries as well, isn't it?
Exactly. So we're looking to do 5 variants in the launch. So we'll start off with the Intercity Executive, as it was built and came in 1986. Then obviously Intercity, as we see behind us, in service condition, and now today in preservation condition. Obviously there's little slight differences like the warning flashes. And then obviously there's 2 variants of GNER livery. There's one with gold lettering and one with white lettering as well. So we're looking to offer all 5 variants, and they'll be available both for sale from Accurascale and Rails of Sheffield.
Okay, so that's the first time you've done a real joint project like that with the
Yeah, so when we came together, we said, well, this is going to be a really exciting project for both Rails of Sheffield and Accurascale, and we've decided that we will sell it together. With Rails as our exclusive retail partner, but you'll also be able to buy it direct from Accurascale, and it will be a £30 deposit on both websites. And then the price will be $229.99 for DCC ready, and $329.99 DCC sound.
So in terms of specification for the 89, what can we expect from this model?
So as per all our other locomotives, we have a very high level of specification. So obviously it would be a very high, heavy die-cast chassis, twin flywheel, 5-pole cam motor, helical cut gearing, capacitor power pack, flange wheel sensor, all those nice little trick things we have in it. For the sound fitted models, obviously we'll have our high-end speaker setup of bass reflex, and which we're calling Trash now, which is our new branding on our big speakers, and obviously a smaller one for the higher end frequencies. And then also we'll have the pantograph technology from the Class 92 into the 89 as well, so it'll be DCC raising and lowering pantograph that you can control off your DCC controller. Really
feature-rich model.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's something like this, it's great that it's such a one-off, unique and very distinctive looking locomotive, that we can make something that really kind of shows all the good things that we can do in our models, and it's a real showcase for all the new technologies we want to do in it. And we're looking at some other little things that we can hopefully put into it, but we haven't quite perfected that yet. But there might be a few other nice features in there that we will announce as the project goes on too.
Things to look forward to there.
Exactly.
So I'm presuming it's all typical things like sprung buffers, LEM coupling pockets, metal wheels, all that kind of good stuff we expect.
Exactly. It will have all the nice separate fly detail, all the nice little features and finesse, as you said, sprung buffers, and all those nice features that really have, you're seeing on the Accurascale locomotives as they now come to market with the Deltic 3792. And we honestly believe about pushing the standards forward as much as we can and putting everything we can into the model. Obviously we were aware its price is slightly higher than our other models, but obviously it's a one-off locomotive. It's it's a bit of a chance because it's a one-off, it's electric, but we do think it'll sell really well. But also you're putting so you'll have smaller sales than a typical locomotive, but you're also putting a huge amount of specification into it, so you're getting a lot of bang for your buck too.
Fantastic.
Right, so I found John Barber, director of Rails of Sheffield. So John, why the Class 89?
Well, what an amazing bit of kit. I mean, seeing it here today, yes, it's the right engine to do. Such an iconic bit of machinery, and it needs to be preserved in miniature for sure. And it's great to see it out on the rail today, and hopefully soon to be running up and down the country.
So it's looking fantastic here. I mean, how did the project come about with yourselves and Accurascale?
Quite a long time ago. It had been on our radar, and we've done a lot of stuff that's very iconic and being a predecessor to other engines that have come along. So this sort of fitted the bill perfectly. it's like I say, it's been a long road, but we knew with what Accurascale were doing with the Class 92 and the pantograph mechanism and so on, it was like they were like top of our list to do this one. And so when we did sit down with them and sort of saying, what about doing this? It was like, oh yeah. When do we start? And then obviously they've got some great new talents have joined them, and I've met a lot of the team, Paul and Steve, and really good team, really passionate, to bring good models to the market. So cannot wait to see this in miniature. It's gonna be good.
And I presume, being such a unique locomotive, without the partnership of yourselves and Accurascale, it may never have not come to fruition.
Yeah, I think you probably could say a lot of the bigger manufacturers, maybe they're just looking at, they have to produce a certain number. Whilst I'm confident, it will be popular. It is more of a risky one to go for. There's a lot of like Class 47s and 37s and things like that are obviously, almost sure bets. This is a little bit different, but I think the timing's worked out really, because obviously when we started looking at it, we didn't know it was going to go into mainline service again. So it's going to be lovely to see that developing along with the actual model.
And if you were to nail your colours to the mast, which is your favourite livery?
Oh, it looks rather nice.
Seeing it in the
the swallow livery, yeah. I think I could see. I think the GNR gold, that's going to be impressive. I think there's not a bad livery, but I think at the moment this is my favourite.
Wonderful, John. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks, Richard.
So, Mike, another exciting day at the office.
Definitely another exciting day. Very exciting to come and see the Class 89.
You were rather excited today.
Yes, it's one of those locos from my youth that I remember seeing on a regular basis at the bottom of the school fields. And so, like I say, better than playing football for me at that time. It's great to see it's going to be made in miniature and to be able to own this unique icon of the East Coast Main Line.
It would definitely be a shorter list to list what you're not excited about.
It's because there would be a list of nothing. Nothing I'm not excited about.
So obviously, we're at the beginning of another project. How long until realistically we see something tangible, do you think?
So the model's pretty much ready to go into the tool room now. They're expecting to see first engineering samples of this in time for the Worley show in November. So that's when we'll start to see our first kind of look of how Accurascale and Rails of Sheffield's model is shaping up.
Wonderful. Well, what a day to announce another Accurascale and Rails of Sheffield joint venture.
That's right, and we've got, obviously thank you very much for joining us to watch this video. And remember, there is more you can see on keymodelworld.com, where we've got exclusive images of this locomotive there, which we've taken today as well. So you can see more of the locomotive in detail, as well as the full report on Accurascale's announcement and a little bit more about the locomotive itself.
Wonderful. So, as ever, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to let us know what you think of this announcement down below in the comments below this video. Otherwise, thank you very much. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Introducing Key Model World, your new online destination for everything railway and scale modelling. Featuring exclusive videos and features, unseen images, step-by-step guides, railway history, and the latest news. Plus, it's home to our full layout build series.
So, Mike, we're here again. Another one of your bright ideas.
Yeah, I should stop having these bright ideas, to be honest.
Join us for the latest content from Key Publishing's modelling titles, Hornby Magazine and Airfix Model World. Sign up today for as little as £3.75 per month, or if you're a magazine subscriber, bolt Key Model World onto your subscription package now. For more details, visit keymodelworld.com.